Well, maybe I was wrong, and the Avs can just blow teams out consistently because they did it again. Avs win over the Seattle Kraken 7-3.
Alex Newhook!
Oh boy.
Whoa!
Look, the Avs played well in this game, at least for the parts of it that mattered. Not great, but well, and that makes it hard to really technically break down the hockey going down on the ice, because this was as much good luck and Seattle playing kind of terribly as it was the Avs doing things correctly. Now, the Avs do deserve credit. They took advantage of their opportunities and punished Seattle for the mistakes that they made, but when Seattle's goalies aren't stopping anything, sometimes that's as simple as throwing the puck towards the net, and the Avs just got the puck to go in. This wasn't really a full domination blowout where it felt like the Avs controlled the entire game. In the first period, shots were just 11-7 in Colorado's favor. Colorado played like the better team, but it wasn't something that you were like, wow, Colorado is clearly better here. It's just that the puck, again, went into the net for them. Luck, skill, or otherwise, Colorado gets a power play early in the game, and they're able to convert. Alright, I really like this on the Avs power play where they're working the puck down low, not relying on that up-high umbrella like they often do. So it's a bit of a different look. They're able to get it into some dangerous spots. The shot comes through, and Driedger does not make a quality save on it. He does stop it, but gives up a rebound that he really probably shouldn't. That creates a loose puck. Puck continues to squirt out and around, and eventually it comes out to Seattle. Seattle just makes a gruesome mistake here, maybe aided a little bit by Mikko Rantanen getting his stick in there, but it's going to come across. No one covering that side for Seattle as Berkey sneaks into the back door, and Berkey ends up with an extremely easy net to shoot at to get the Avs the lead. Look, sometimes the other team gives you a puck right in front of a wide open net and you score it. Sometimes you just take what you're given. The next one, on the other hand, is seeming to be the Avs' new specialty. On the penalty kill, this is probably their highest skill goal of the game. Seattle's turn on the power play. They're going to take a pretty poor shot that's going to miss wide and spring out. The Avs are going to be able to control the puck here as Ryan Murray just chips it up the boards and up to Tyson Jost. Then Tyson Jost saw that little head check there. He sees where the defenseman is and recognizes the defenseman is pinching in on him, putting all 5 Seattle players deep into the offensive zone. All he has to do is beat the one defenseman, and it's off to the races. He does. Val Nichushkin's going to track the puck down, has just enough pace to make sure he has more or less a breakaway, and then rips a wrister that... Where did this come from, Val? Top corner, blocker side. And that was it for the scoring in the first period. It's 2-0 Avs. Darcy Kuemper did have to make one big save on an odd man rush, which he did, but for the most part, did not have to work very hard in the parts of this game that, again, actually mattered to the outcome. Seattle just completely cratered in the second period. The Avs continued to keep the pressure on, and Seattle just had nothing to give. This was one team finishing the job and the other team packing it in. The Avs would score 2 goals in the first 6 minutes of the period. Ozone faceoff, Nazem Kadri wins it and eventually comes back out to Cale Makar, who immediately just fires a shot. You see, he's already let this go. And this one just has eyes. Look at all the bodies in front. 3 Seattle, 2 Colorado. It's officially credited to Makar, so it doesn't hit anything on the way in and just finds its way into the net. Same, but different. Avs on the faceoff starting a power play. They win it again, back to their defense, and are able to get set up immediately. Cale just shifts it off to Berkey, and Berkey from outside the circles. Avs are clearly feeling it tonight. He figures why not pull the trigger, and it goes into the net. If you follow me on Twitter, I mentioned Cale Makar wants to be a 20-goal scorer this year. Why not add another one for him so he's well on his way to that mark? At this point, Grubauer is in, so the Avs get to dunk on their old friend a little bit too. Seattle, again, another shot that ends up bouncing out hard, and the Avs break out with an odd man rush on it. Helm is able to work it up the boards to create a 2-on-1 as Makar comes in with Sherwood. He just kind of walks in, picks a spot. Initial save gets made, but the defense isn't there to clean up, and Makar, let's watch that again. You see that roof job from Cale? We sure this dude's not a forward? Because that is bar down. That brings Cale up to a point-per-game player in this NHL season, even with the time that he's missed. Certainly whatever was ailing him seems to be over and done with now, as he's shooting that puck just fine. And with the Avs trying to get as many goal scorers as humanly possible over this winning streak, why not throw another defenseman onto the pile? So you know when you get so far ahead that you kind of just start trying stuff? Yeah, that's what happens here. Landy, doing hard work, able to control the puck along the boards, eventually gets it inside to Sherwood, who gets it to Rantanen, and Rantanen does some spin move, throw the puck to an open area that allows EJ to pinch all the way inside the circles. EJ fires one low blocker side that Grubauer can't stop. I mean, when you're scoring like that, you just do whatever you want. It's 6-0 after 2. You add the cherry on top in the third period. Let's get the new guy a goal as well. Finally, just to make sure we know it's not Seattle's night, as Newhook enters the zone, he gets the puck poked away, and then Murray's able to get in, get a stick on it, and keep it in back to Newhook. Newhook collects it, nearly falls over, but is able to drop it to Tyson Jost, who throws it on net, comes through, gives up a rebound. Seattle's not able to find it. It's Albe Kubel that jumps into the open spot, throws the backhand on it, and it's 7-0. Look, that made it 7-0. Yes, the final score was 7-3, but the Avs totally packed it in at 7-0 as well. And while, yes, they did make some mistakes, and it's not the prettiest thing to watch, you just don't really care when the score is 7-0, right? As soon as they gave up the shutout for Kemper, this game was just irrelevant. They were already on the plane back home, at least mentally. So I'll show you these 3 goals and break them down very quickly, but don't read too much into them. The game was over and everybody knew it. Unfortunately, the shutout did have to come to an end as Seattle got some power plays in the third period. This one, they're able to keep them on the perimeter. The shot eventually comes in from the circle, and the initial save gets made, but it's a pretty tough rebound to give up from Kemper, just right out of Jack Johnson's reach. He can't quite turn around and find it. Kemper, not exactly sure where it is either, which gives enough time for the wide open net to be banged home by Eberle. A bit messier, this one. A dumped-in puck that the Avs get to first. This has got to get cleared out as Johnson tries to rim it. It's end up kept in the zone. The Avs are scrambling a little bit. Shot from out high. Another not great rebound comes through. Kemper trying to scramble for it, but he can't. One of those funny ones where the Avs lose a puck battle behind their own net here, and the puck takes a funny bounce in behind the opposite way that Kemper is looking. It looks like he's still up against this post, but obviously he's not quite sealed to it, and it just kind of trickles through him. A bad goal in a game that actually matters at this point, but this one is over. Maybe the most interesting part of the third period was the game management from the refs. They were calling ridiculous penalties that weren't penalties on the Avs, which I don't really care about. Again, the game was over. If they want to call it tight, I'm perfectly okay with that. Just get this thing done and get out of here. Don't let anyone get hurt. Great. The problem I have is when Jack Johnson gets this done to him. So Eric Johnson has gone down and fallen on the puck here. Jack Johnson comes over to help and assist, puts a pretty big check to this guy, and that's fair. They didn't call a penalty on this, as they didn't call a penalty on anything else, which is not great. Probably should have been a penalty. Johansson didn't appreciate it, so he starts fighting back with Jack Johnson, essentially just puts him in a headlock, holds him in it indefinitely, as the play just continues happening around these guys, to the point where eventually Johansson pulls Jack Johnson's helmet off, and Jack Johnson, clearly confused, he's not sure what he's supposed to do at this point, and then the play somehow continues happening, even though there are the new rules that you can't play without a helmet anymore. And this is just nonsense. I mean, it's just a complete nonsensical play at the point that this game is at. So Jack Johnson comes over and has a conversation with the ref about this ridiculousness. Can't tell what Jack says because he's not facing the camera, but the ref talking to him says, because you went down. Because you went down to the ice, which you can still commit penalties to people when they're down on the ice. I don't really understand, but apparently that's the ref's argument. That was not called a penalty, so what are we doing here, refs? But I'm not going to overthink that one. Again, the Avs dominated this game. They're on a 4-game winning streak. They come away with another big win. It's all good in the hood right now for Colorado. Their next game is on Monday, so they get the whole weekend off too. That is it. The Avs are sitting in a very good spot right now. So thank you for watching this game video review. Check out all of our coverage on thednvr.com. I am Rudo, and I just got my booster shot.
Avalanche time, come on, grab your friends. We're going to the playoffs again with Nate the dog and Gabe the big. The fun isn't over yet, it is Avalanche time.